12 ways to recognize envy and falsehood in other Stoicism in our everyday lives. We encounter various people with different motives, personalities, and intentions. However, among the most toxic emotions we may face are envy and falsehood.
These
Two destructive forces can have a profound impact on our relationships, careers, and overall peace of mind. But the Stoic philosophers offer us powerful insights on how to recognize and deal with these emotions, both in ourselves and others. In this video, we'll explore 12 ways to recognize envy and falsehood in others, all through the lens of Stoic wisdom. 1. Watch for the subtle jealousy in their praise. One of the first signs of envy is insincere praise. When someone is envious, they may appear to compliment you or acknowledge your achievements, but their words often lack genuine warmth. A Stoic would remind us to not be swayed by praise or criticism, for both are external to us and beyond our control. Recognizing the coldness behind the praise helps you avoid the trap of seeking validation from others. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about how external praise should be meaningless. The true Stoic finds fulfillment in their own virtue and doesn't rely on the validation of others. So, when someone praises you but feels off or too measured, they may be masking their envy. 2. Notice the undermining of your success. People consumed by envy often undermine your achievements. They may downplay your hard work or make passive-aggressive remarks about your success. Instead of sharing in your joy, they focus on finding faults or shortcomings. Stoicism teaches us that external circumstances, like success or failure, are not what define us. A Stoic remains unshaken by how others view their accomplishments. It's recognizing this kind of subtle sabotage is essential for guarding your peace. 3. Look for the backhanded complimenta. Classic trait of envy is the backhanded compliment. When someone gives you a compliment, but with an undertone of criticism, "You look great for your age," or "You're doing well for someone with no formal training," are prime examples of backhanded compliments that reveal an envious mindset. In Stoicism, we are reminded that it's not the opinions of others that affect us, but how we interpret them. A Stoic would see this as a reflection of the envious person's insecurities, not a direct attack. By not reacting emotionally, we maintain our inner peace and wisdom. For their happiness seems conditional on your misfortune. Envy often manifests when someone finds satisfaction in your downfall. If a person seems to take pleasure when you fail, they are likely envious. This unhealthy comparison is something the Stoics warned against. Comparing ourselves to others leads to a life of frustration and conflict. Instead, the Stoic practice encourages focusing on your own actions and responses, rather than allowing the success or failure of others to affect you. Recognize when someone revels in your misfortune. Maintain a clear sense of your own path and purpose. 5. They constantly compete with you. Envious people often see everything as a competition, even when it's not. If you notice someone constantly measuring their success against yours or trying to outperform you in every possible way, this could be a sign of envy. The Stoic view on competition is different. We are taught to compete only with our former selves, not with others. Growth comes from comparing our actions to our past efforts, not to those around us. This mindset helps you see through false rivalry and focus on your own development. 6. They have a habit of spreading lies or misleading information. Falsehoods often go hand in hand with envy. If someone is envious, they may distort the truth or spread false rumors about you to make themselves feel better or diminish your success. The Stoics understood the power of truth and the importance of integrity in life. They recognized that a false life was a life of suffering because it strayed from virtue. Recognizing this behavior, not engaging with it, is crucial for preserving your peace. Remember that the truth is unshakable, and those who try to distort it are only revealing their own weaknesses. 7. They often refuse to acknowledge your efforts when others envy you. They may fail to acknowledge the effort you put into your achievements. Instead, they focus on the end result without understanding the sacrifices, hard work, and perseverance involved. For the Stoic, the process is more important than the outcome. We do not seek the recognition of others for our efforts, our satisfaction comes from knowing we have acted virtuously, regardless of the recognition we receive. This perspective helps you remain unaffected when others fail to acknowledge your hard work. 8. They constantly seek to prove their superiorities. Someone who is deeply envious will constantly seek to prove their superiority, often through comparison. They might belittle your efforts or constantly point out their own achievements. This need to one-up others stems from their internal insecurity and fear of being overshadowed. Stoicism teaches us that superiority is an illusion. We are all equal in our capacity to choose how we respond to life. Recognize the behavior for what it is: a person trapped in the cycle of comparison and insecurity. Your Stoic response should be indifference, knowing that true worth comes from within. 9. They try to isolate you from others. Another sign of envy is attempting to isolate you from your social circles. Envious individuals might subtly manipulate others into distancing themselves from you, often through gossip or sowing discord. The Stoics teach us to surround ourselves with those who share our values and not to be affected by the opinions of those who are driven by envy or malice. Understanding this dynamic allows you to protect your peace and engage with those who support your personal growth, so while letting go of those who aim to disrupt it. 10. They are constantly making excuses. People often mask their jealousy by making excuses for their own lack of progress or success. They may blame external factors for their failure, while secretly resenting the progress of others. A Stoic would see personal responsibility as a crucial virtue. We are the creators of our own lives, and no external force can hinder our progress unless we allow it. Recognizing this mindset in others helps you stay focused on your own path and not be distracted by their excuses. 11. They engage in no criticism. Envious people frequently criticize others, often for trivial or insignificant reasons. They may take issue with minor details of your life, career, or personal choices, all in an effort to diminish your success or make you feel inadequate. Stoicism teaches us to value constructive criticism that helps us improve, but to dismiss unworthy or malicious criticisms as distractions from our true purpose. When you recognize envy behind criticism, remember that it says more about the critic's inner turmoil than your own life. 12. They never celebrate your wins. Lastly, an envious person will rarely, if ever, celebrate your wins. While they might appear happy on the surface, their inability to share in your joy indicates that they cannot bear to see you succeed. For the Stoic, true friendship and camaraderie are rooted in mutual respect, and celebrating others' victories only enhances our own happiness and growth. A Stoic would remind you that your happiness is not diminished by the success of others. In fact, it's a sign of inner strength and virtue to recognize the success of others and to be glad for them. Those who cannot do this are trapped in their own envy. Conclusion: recognizing envy and falsehood in others is essential for protecting your peace and maintaining your personal growth. The Stoic approach to life teaches us to remain indifferent to the jealousy and falsehoods of others, focusing instead on living virtuously and authentically. By identifying these signs and not allowing them to affect us, we stay aligned with our true purpose and continue to move forward in life. Remember, the external world, whether it's the envy of others or their falsehoods, does not define us. Our strength lies in how we choose to respond to it. So, when you recognize envy or falsehood in others, stay grounded in your Stoic wisdom and let those emotions pass you by without affecting your peace.